Hello everyone, I am so excited to bring a piece of my favorite Harry Potter movie to life through my painting. So without any delay, let's get started. We are using this material in today's painting, so check the description for more details about the material. In step 1 of this painting, we are going to cover this entire background, so we need a dark shade of blue. So here we have the color black and deep cyan, and I am going to mix them to have a dark shade of blue. This scene has a separate place in every Potterhead's heart because everyone liked this scene, and I'm so excited to paint this today. So first let's apply the background color with this dark shade of blue, and we need a light shade of color in the bottom here. So let's take the color deep cyan and apply this color here and gradually blend the color, so you will get a transition from light shade of color to the dark shade of color. So here we have the Patronus of Snape, that is the deer. So we are going to paint this. So first I'm going to take the color deep cyan and we are going to apply this color inside the outline like this. So here we are trying to create a very feathery and beautiful texture in this painting. To get a feathery boundaries in our painting, we have to use our dry brush. So here I am using my dry round brush and I am going to just spread the color in the canvas surface like this. So you have to move your brush in a circular motion to get the feathery boundary in your edges of the painting. In this painting, we are going to focus on how to paint this fantasy and magical deer painting. So we are going to give layers of color. So we are not going to give the entire details and colors in this deer painting. We are going to just add some magical effort here. So first you are going to just add some dark shade of blue. While painting the soft and feathery edges in the painting, we need to focus on the consistency of the paint. So the consistency should be very creamy. If you are using the paint which has a very watery consistency or a very thick paint, then you can't create the exact texture in your painting. So always have a very creamy consistency of paint to get a result like this. To get a very realistic and beautiful result in our painting, I suggest you to use different sizes of brush. So here I am using small size round brush to add the minute details in this painting. So here we are adding some details in the ears and in the eyes. So we are going to use a very small brush. So you can use the tip of your round brush or you can use a very small detailing brush to add the minute details in your painting. Now we have successfully completed the first layer. So now it's time to add the second layer. So let's mix the color deep cyan with the cerulean blue to get a medium shade of blue. And we are using this medium shade of blue in the second color and it is the second layer. So we are going to just repeat the process again. While adding the second layer over the first layer, we have to remember this: we should not hide the first layer. So if you are hiding the first layer, then you can't create this glowing and magical effect in our painting. So we are going to just apply the color second layer over this first layer, but at the same time we should not hide the entire first layer. So we should partially apply the color second layer over this first layer. Everyone has their own favorite characters and scenes from the movie Harry Potter, and for me my favorite character is Severus Snape, and the favorite scene is I'm painting now right now. So I really like this scene from Harry Potter movie. So if you have any special scene from Harry Potter movie and the characters you like the most, please tell me in the comment section. I would be super happy to read and know what is your favorite characters and scene from this movie. Now we can use the color cerulean blue for the third layer. So now I am using the same technique, and this time also we should not hide the previous two layers, and we are just partially apply this color. Now you can see how this layering brings lives and realistic look to our deer painting. Also it creates a sense of glow in our painting, and this layering will help us to create the glowing and very magical atmosphere in this painting. That's why I'm using the colors. So while selecting the layering for your painting, you have to select the color from dark to light, and you can see we have applied the color dark cyan first. Later we have applied the color medium blue, mixture of deep cyan and cerulean blue, and third we are applying the color cerulean blue, and later we are going to apply more lighter color to make it even more bright. Now we need a very light and bright shade of blue, so let's mix the color deep cyan with the white to get a lighter shade of blue, and we are going to use this color for the fourth layer. And now let's apply this color following the same technique. Now it's time to add the highlights. So now let's take the color white, and we are going to add the highlights only in a few places in this deer painting. If you are new here, please consider this is your official welcome. I am Rexana, an acrylic painting artist. I am passionate about sharing my painting skill, techniques and tutorials with the beginner artist. On this channel, you can see easy to follow painting tutorials and techniques. So if you find this channel is super easy and interesting for your painting journey, then please make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can also follow me on my other social media platforms to know all the regular updates about my paintings. Now take your makeup brush and add some water with your cerulean blue to get this watery consistency. Here we are aiming to get a very smoky and foggy effect in our painting. That's why we are using our makeup brush and also the watery consistency of paint here, and just to spread the color like this. So once the colors are dry, now you will get a beautiful effect like this. Now let's mix the color deep cyan with the cerulean blue, and we are adding the spill from the magic wand. So just you need to add some random curves like this, and we are going to add too many curves in this painting, so it will create a sense of magical spell that is from this magic wand. So it will be really interesting and fun at the same time. Now let's take the color cerulean blue, and we are adding the highlights only in a few places, and we are just moving our brush back and forth in the circular motion to get this feathery texture like this in our painting. While adding the highlight, especially in the cerulean blue, we don't need to apply the color entirely on the first layer. We just need to add them only in a few places. To make the highlight even more brighter, let's mix the color cerulean blue with the white to get a light shade of blue, and we are adding this light shade of blue over the cerulean color, and this is very easy. Adding these layers of color creates a sense of glow in our painting. So if you are someone who is really interested in painting glow in the dark painting, then you can see this playlist. So in this playlist you will learn different types of glow painting with the easy and simple techniques. So if you are someone who is really interested in glow painting, then don't miss this playlist. Now it's time to add the final highlight in white in this painting. So I am adding few strokes using the color white. We can use the color white to paint the magic that is from the spell. So here I am using few brush strokes. So this brush stroke should be very thin. Now we are painting the silhouette of the character Severus Snape. So you can get the image from my description. And first I am going to cover this outline. Then we are going to apply this color black entirely on this outline. Now let's mix the color cerulean blue with white to get a light shade of color, and we are using this color to paint the reflection on the body and the hair. So first I'm going to use the small detailing brush to add the outline here like this. Then we can add more highlights. Now let's take the color white and we are using this white as the final highlight in this painting. It took me around 3 hours to finish this painting. I really like this painting. Please let me know your thoughts about this painting in the comment section. I will meet you guys with another beautiful painting in my next video. Until then, have fun with colors.